Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Manny Bothans, and I know that I'm late, but I have done as I promised and have returned to broadcasting. I'm Manny Bothans. This is not the Thursday Podside Evecast, and let's go ahead and get this started. We've got some shit to do today. We're going to go ahead and start right off with introductions, and we'll start our intros at the top, and that would be you, Kazumi.
Hi, I'm Kazumi Ambrelli, I'm the CEO and director of Matsuya Heavy Industries, still hiding out in the wormhole, and for the most part, trying to stay out of trouble.
Good luck. Awesome. And Tanis.
Hi, my name is Tanis Enzomi. I am head of HR of the Alliance Just Let It Happen, hanging out here in Delve, exploding things, being exploded. It's fun stuff. Thank you for having me.
Help me out, Urge.
I'm Rizio99, member of Multiplex Gaming, part of the Bastion, sitting here in Saarinen watching all of our enemies get super salty and local because they literally have nothing better to do. And I have been freed from the shackles of podcast sovereignty. So now I invade other people's shows because I can.
Must be nice. Thanks for picking up there, as I was in the middle of pouring a beer.
Important.
Important stuff indeed.
Cheers, mate.
Viggs?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, Viggs, see me, just one of these other miners, and I occasionally go out on combat fleets. That's pretty much all I do at the moment. On the odd build.
With?
Sorry?
Corp, Alliance, introduce yourself.
Yeah, sorry, my ears playing up. I'm in the Mercure Alliance. Been playing, a year or two now?
Your comment hurt my HR ears. Merky is your corp. You just see that twitch, and it's like,
Oh, sorry, yeah, cool.
Just Let It Happen Alliance. There you go. Love you, Viggs. You're my bro.
Love you too. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to do 3 or 4 things at the moment.
No worries, I'll help you fill in the blanks.
It doesn't really hurt my HR feelings because I brought him in. I am Manny Bothans. I'm a recruiter with Mercure Enterprises, a member corporation and one of the founders of Just Let It Happen Alliance, carving out our little piece of Delve and watching things explode hilariously while tiny little lights try to fly away as fast as they can. Why doesn't this pod go any faster?
I legitimately feel bad for the ones and zeros of those poor civilians who have been promised new life on the Citadels. Upwell, get your hipster glasses now. And I'm like, but the little ships, look at those little bastards fly.
Look at them dodge my laser. Look at them dodge my laser fire long enough to watch their homes explode.
I know, right? I'm like, but the settlers.
These things are sitting like literally meters off of the edge of the hull, and then the station explodes. How many of those pods did you think got out? If your answer was greater than 0, I would call you a fool. That explosion was huge, and it took a while to happen.
If the Eve book the singular Eve book that I read, because I can't goddamn find these books in anywhere except for the internet. Which book did I read? But people can survive. There's the little potty things, the life support potty things that give you a couple of hours of life, and then you suffocate and die.
Well, you got to imagine that life support potty thing has to survive with its shell intact through that massive explosion.
Well, it did survive a ship self-destructing, and it was in the ship. So, doable, unlikely, probably. That was a ship, yeah, because CCP, I love you. the explosions when citadels go pop, I'm just like,
Oh
it's
no,
so beautiful.
I've got to say something about this. I was very, very worried for the first couple of seconds after it hit 0 hit points because I didn't see anything. I'm like, where's the kaboom? Where's the earth-shattering kaboom? You know, my inner Marvin the Martian was coming out, and then I start seeing little pops coming here and there out of the edges of the citadel, and then more of them start going, and then all of a sudden everything is just exploding in fire. But you don't see that pressure explosion until the end, and then your screen is just friggin' white. And then you get left with that majestic, charred, burning wreckage that is still burning and still glowing for a while. The second, though, that R stopped glowing, somebody hit it with a salvager, and all that majestic wreckage just despawned like so many ratting anomalies.
It was anticlimactic, and it was a salvager on a Hugin. I still need that Hugin back. I'm gonna have to break some legs. Yeah, my Hugin. But that's pretty funny.
I spent like 280 mil on a ship just to go on that op. That was the purpose for buying that ship, to go on this op and fly something blingy and shoot the gleam beams and make all the laser friendship magic happen.
Laser pew pew is best friendship magic.
It was fabulous.
Oh yeah.
Fabulous.
Lasers magic is friendship.
Yeah, and it was fun because there I am in my Guardian, you know, Evi's all like, we need Logi, alright, we gotta have like 3 to 4 Logi. Okay, we're good, let's go. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna get my Logi on, I'm gonna save some lives, man. I was repping drones.
I took 5% armor damage because we got hit by an electron bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
that was
look at all this EM damage hitting my Amarian armor plating.
Yep.
Ooh,
scary. Bombers too spooky. But the thing is, bombers are absolutely spooky. When you're using, if they do it right, and there's more than one just coming at you piecemeal, I'm like, bros, you should like, you know, band together or something. Hey, I noticed you are flying a bomber, good sir. Yes, indeed, my good sir. I am flying a bomber. Maybe we should team up. Yes, I do think you are correct. And then, you know, band together with the red damage type.
yeah.
That's way too simple, though. That's like the easiest shit out there.
Yeah, it's one thing to use Electron if you're fighting a shield fleet, but if they're coming in armor with armor logistics and armor hacks.
Armor hacks! Armor hacks! Armor hacks!
Okay, I'm done.
Try thermal bombs.
Yep.
You might have more of an impact.
Little bit. But, ooh, right. I had a... what have I been doing in Eve? Really? Not a whole bunch. My brain is just on, like, full overload with IRL stuff. Nothing really funny has happened, except for me being very, very sad when we are attacking citadels and there's really no pushback from the defenders. And I'm like, but I'm shooting something that's not fighting back. There's no glory in that. Make me work for it. But no.
Welcome to boss bashing for the longest time.
Oh, I remember. I remember.
Now, I didn't notice any of those lights around the hull that were moving around until it started taking some decent structure damage. So I'm fairly certain that my previous theory is correct, that those little lights you see dancing like fireflies and grid lines across your citadel are the poor bastards trying to get the fuck out because they see the end coming.
With their shitty hipster glasses. Yes. Whoa!
No,
says Tranquility is offline?
Yeah, I just got a socket closed.
That's dicks.
I'm still connected.
It could
For
be
now.
selective. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, what I mean, yeah, really not much exciting is happening. You know, I mean, you have the occasional roaming gang kicking around. There's always some kind of pew pew going on in Delve, which is what I really like about it.
Oops, I just dropped.
It begins.
Yeah. The great disconnect.
Well, good thing I was in a fairly safe spot.
Good, good, good. Well, I'm gonna be a pervert and play Honey Pop. Hey, I actually
Play
like
what?
it for its puzzles. It's hard later. Oh, it's a dating sim that makes fun of other dating sims. And you need to play essentially Bejeweled to win the affections of women.
So they get on
Yeah.
the cam shows and do things for
No.
their customers.
Actually, no. I think that's the spiritual successor of Honey Pop. But yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
whoops.
Now I'm just trying to get achievements like a good little nerd.
Well, for me, I've been fighting with my ISP, trying to get a stable connection. Those of us watching on the live stream will notice that it is horribly choppy and damn near unwatchable. Fortunately, the video version should be slightly better. I'll be posting that to YouTube, and I'll have everything posted to Twitter. But, yeah, I've been having an interesting time with that. I've also been doing a Let's Play series on my Twitch channel when, you know, I have a stable connection, of a game called Hyper Light Drifter, which is a very, very interesting game to say the least.
I've heard good things about it.
So, who of you here have heard of Dark Souls?
Yep, me.
Heard of it,
Anyone
don't
else?
play it.
So you've heard of its legendary amount of I hate your fucking guts difficulty, right?
Pretty much.
Imagine the most bright neon color scheme from the 80s, ate an action RPG, threw it up in a pixelated form, and then mixed in some of that good old Dark Souls hatred of the player, and you have Hyperlight, and then subtract all the words for the dialogue, and then you have Hyperlight Drifter. It's very interesting. All the characters that you talk to, they don't talk to you with words. They just show you pictures.
That's pretty neat.
It's got... I want to say it kind of reminds me of Metroid, the way that the game tries to lead you along without actually leading you along. I mean, there are fucking locked doors that I've seen since the beginning of the game that I know, once I have enough keys, maybe this door will be important for something. But, yeah, it is a very interesting game to play, and it is extremely difficult, and I have died a lot on it. In fact, there was one episode, I try to keep my episodes about an hour long. There was one episode where I literally just beat my head against the first boss over and over and over and over and over again.
Ugh.
Now, this particular game was actually not something that I had picked out for myself. This was something that a fan had bought for me on Steam. I am going to keep said fan anonymous per their wishes. But, yeah, they sent me the message, I've listened to your show and you've got a nice, chilled, relaxed show. This ought to fix that.
Is it a little rage-inducing?
It has tested my near limitless patience. I mean, you have to imagine, I work in customer
Wow.
service.
Yeah,
My
and
patience gets
yeah.
tested on a daily basis.
I know that feeling. Ugh.
You know, it's not quite to that YouTube Canon customer service commercial of the old lady going, okay, how do I put the battery in? How do I turn it off? How do I turn it on? How do I take pictures in the dark? How do I take pictures when I'm not in the dark? Or do you put the paper?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
How do you plug it in?
Oh,
Which
yeah.
which outlet's the electrical outlet?
Yeah. Just so bad at times. Yeah. My favorite, because I'm in a weird occupation. My occupation is customer service and medical at the same time. So I get a whole bunch of people who want something to happen, but biology and physics say no.
You have intrigued the former EMT. Please continue.
I'm an optician, so I know the intricacies of glasses and contact lenses and how they affect people's vision. So, for those of you wearing multifocals, you know what they are. They're progressives, they're bifocals, they're anti-fatigues. I'm wearing anti-fatigues right now. So it's like a young person, younger quote unquote person, progressive. So the power in my lens changes. So there are some people out there so hell-bent on not having multifocals that they just say, oh no, I don't need that. Then you make them new glasses in just single vision so they can look far away, but then they can't look up close because their eyes have hit a point in their lifespan where they just don't want to focus up close. And then they go, if I had known I couldn't focus up close in these glasses, I wouldn't have gotten them. And I'd be like,
We told you that before.
Yep, exactly. And I try and explain to them, well, you could get lenses with a little bit of a boost in them, just like my glasses. And I'm not young, but I'm not old either. Or older, I should say. Old is really relative, so is young. But anyways, I'm younger than a lot of the patients, and they go, oh, well, I don't need that. Pourquoi? Ah! Biology and physics says no, you stupid broad. You're old. Like, get over yourself. But I can't say that. I have to say, okay, I understand your wishes. It's the flattening of the base curve of your lens. So if we choose a lens that the base curve is not so flat, it'll be a lot better. Yay! Then they still don't go for it because it's a multifocal, and they can't have that. You can't have progressives. I'm like,
I don't want to look old. I'm like, the glasses don't make you look old. Your wrinkled ass face makes you look old.
That makes me happy, thank you. It's like biology and optics says no, I can't change it.
Yeah, you get some people who were kind of like, oh yeah, I totally don't need to go to the hospital. You just totaled your car.
I know, right?
You keep repeating yourself with asking me what happened, even though I've told you 5 freaking times. You need to go to the goddamn hospital.
Shock is a bitch. So is adrenaline.
No,
I'm fine. I'm good. Falling over. I'm good.
Yeah, there was a dude. He wrecked his car. I mean, he hit a car that had stalled on the interstate at night. And there were no light. He couldn't see it. He just plowed right into it 60 miles an hour.
For Canadians, that's fast, people.
That's about 80 kilometers per hour if you want to go the metric route.
Yeah. Okay, that's decently fast. It's not like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, he's wrecked his car. I mean, the front end of it is completely demolished. He was wearing a seatbelt, thankfully. That's why he didn't go through the windshield. But we could tell that he had hit his head because he kept repeating himself. It's the first sign of a concussion. And he's walking around like, oh yeah, my car's fine. I can drive that car. And the cops and the paramedics are looking at him like, really? You think you can drive that?
Yeah, brain injuries.
Have fun hobbling your way home.
Yeah, it's like you're not taking that anywhere. So the highway patrolman finally said, look, you haven't made a lick of sense since we found you. You've been repeating yourself for the past 10 minutes. You have 2 choices. You can either get in the ambulance and go to the hospital willingly, or I can put you under an emergency order of detention, and they can strap you to the stretcher, and you'll go anyway.
Phew. Did he
Well,
eventually go?
Yeah, he went.
Okay.
And we found out his hip started hurting as they were taking him to the hospital.
Mhm.
Turns out he had fractured his hip in 2 places, and he's just walking around on it and didn't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah. Shock. Well, you see people, and this is really hard to watch, but you see people with leg injuries, and they try and stand up, and they go, why can't I stand up? So they try it again, and again, and then in just a little bit, as the adrenaline starts to kind of, cool down there, they go, holy shit, no, I have a compound fracture. Or an open, it's now my vernacular, I'm sorry, it's an open fracture.
Yeah, it was a simple closed fracture, and now it is a compound open fracture. Good job.
Yay!
You just increased the risk of infection.
Bones look like.
Ooh.
That white jaggly bit isn't supposed to be sticking out, is it?
Nope.
No.
I remember a couple. Well, one of our court mates is an EMT, and he was like, motorcycle injuries are always the worst. But the most interesting thing is there's no blood. Because they're normally traveling at such a high speed, the blood gets knocked out of them and vaporizes. Great. So, and he's like, oh yeah, helmets keep your head safe. Even when they're detached from your body. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we have a name for
Just
motorcyclists.
staple it back on. It'll be
Body
fine.
donor! Organ donors!
That's right.
Problem is, the organs are normally all over the place. Yeah.
It depends on how they get hit, but
True. I gotta plug in. Uno momento.
Alright, so.
Much better. There we go. Yeah. But oh my gosh. Crazy motorcyclists plus crazy drivers equals bad. Sometimes there's no real true one person at fault. It's normally a combination of the two, motorcyclists zipping around like crazy, slash bro dude guy not paying attention in his big vehicle or something like that, or just idiot motorcyclist, going, I can go fast, so fast.
yeah, it's not the speed that kills you, it's the stop at the end.
Yep. Physics doesn't bend for nobody. Except for maybe black holes.
Yeah.
Definitely black holes.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
one of the things you get to learn in EMT school, the whole science of trauma. And you learn that physics doesn't care how rich you are, how poor you are, what race you are, or your religion. It literally gives no fucks.
True that, homeschooler. Woo. Alright, so Eve's stuff. Mr. Urziel, because you're kind of on the quote-unquote war front of Eve right now. You're just sitting in Saren chilling out.
I was until my socket dropped.
Yeah, until your socket dropped. So yes, you helped kill a large fortizar, or a large citadel, so the fortizar, now everybody's being salty, as you said?
Oh, there's people that are mad.
I mean, understandable. It's an ISK sink for some people, right? It's like, oh shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, larges ain't cheap. The mediums, people are like, no big deal. Mediums are a little more pricey.
Yeah.
And you can bet when the first Keep Stars come out that there will be a buffet line of people waiting to blow it up.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely agree.
And it's fun listening to our enemies talk a bunch of mad crap. Oh, you ain't got a citadel. It's like, yeah, we don't have a big, overly expensive, feature incomplete hunk of metal out in space. Yeah, failed to see a problem with this.
Yeah, well, I do believe most of the Imperium is staged in Saranen. And
Yep.
why have a citadel in Saranen or a system where most of your forces are not?
Even if you put it in Saranen, it's like, so we have perfectly good NPC stations here. There are actually 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's really no point. No point. You just have them in an NPC station. Or
Yeah.
you just stage your folks in an NPC station.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't... Yeah, it seems a little different.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the fact when they say, yeah, we're going to do the industry citadel next. I'm like, maybe they'll figure out the mistakes that they made with the first ones when they do the second ones.
What mistakes?
Let's see, the 15-minute vulnerability window where you can't repair the citadel.
Oh no, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. Then, of course, there's the fact that it's broadcast to everyone and their dog on the directional scanner.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that as well. And here are the reasons why I'm okay with that. These big bad boys have a vulnerability window that hits once a week. So in order to make the risk versus reward a little bit more, well, risk versus rewardy, you're gonna have to make it vulnerable. A little bit more vulnerable when you're dropping them. It's gonna make people band together and defend it. You're gonna have to plan. You're gonna have to plan. It's all about planning.
Well, the fun part is they're trying to advertise this crap as like, oh yeah, it'll be small solo groups and small corporations. They ain't gonna fucking put these up.
I think once the fervor dies down, yes. I think when they become more commonplace, we're gonna see a lot more. It's kind of like Titans.
Yeah, it's gonna take at least 2.5 to 3 years for the fervor to die down to the point where one person could put one up.
Oh my god, one person, that's so dumb. Like, come on.
Even then, it's not gonna be worth it.
Exactly. It's risk versus oh my god.
The medium can't even defend against subcaps. Like
it
literally can't hold its own.
Yeah, so that's why you have the people who own it on dock and fight for it. That's the one thing that I've really learned with this SOV system, FOSI-SOV. Being in a smaller group of people, relatively in comparison to like the larger power blocks. Like, if someone comes in and Entosis is our TCU, if we lose our TCU, that's a big fucking deal because that means people don't care enough. People don't care enough. Like, we even if we are matched with insurmountable odds, we need to at least go down with a fight. You can't Care Bear this shit. It's for more active play and for more ships to explode. Essentially, that's why CCP did this.
Supposed to be independent of the SOV system.
What? Really? Where in that? I was at FanFest when this was announced.
Because you can anchor citadels in NPC space.
Yeah,
that's independent of the SOV system.
Oh, right. That's it's the ADMs. Sorry. Whenever I think of defending things, I think of ADMs.
Yeah, I don't think citadels are
but yeah, you're right.
They're in null. In SOV null, they are.
Their vulnerability. Yeah, and this is my error for not really venturing into low or into high sec. So my viewpoint on this is slightly skewed. But they're supposed to replace the pause, so let's see what happens when pauses are gone. What are people going to do then?
So there's going to be a lot of empty moons in high sec and not a lot of citadels to replace them.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
How long does it take for a war to become active?
24 hours.
How long does it take for a medium citadel to finish its anchoring process?
1 day, 15 minutes. There were people who set down citadels and been war decked inside of 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how aggressive groups are about hunting these things down.
I believe it. So it's really going to be up to groups to be able to defend their stuff or have the citadels be able to defend themselves. For example, the larges. Also, question: are we going to see the price of these go down?
You'll
That's
probably
another
see
good
Oh,
question.
Yeah, eventually.
We'll see the price. The price will come down eventually as more research BPOs are circulated. But I look at this, it's like, well, anyone who owns or builds Tech 3 ships, you might as well rip the Tech 3 market because they aren't going to get built in anywhere near the volume they get built now.
Wait, the Citadels use Tech 3 components?
No, but in order to build a Tech 3, unless you're in a Caldari station, you need a POS with an experimental lab, and that includes HiSec too.
Ooh,
So a lot of these when these POS owners who've been building Tech 3 parts and Tech 3 and researching Tech 3 blueprints no longer have an avenue because Citadels are A, too expensive, B, don't provide bonuses, or C, are just a huge target for griefing, they're not going to be building Tech 3 anymore.
So, but this is assuming the game mechanics and the war mechanics are going to stay the same.
I don't
Do you
see war
think-
mechanics changing anytime soon.
Okay, so this is rather interesting. Let's see how the game adapts. Let's see how we adapt. Because that's one of the things I really like about Eve is we always find a way. For the people who just say, "Oh, the game just doesn't let you anymore." That's really not the way the spirit of Eve, really. We always find a way.
At the risk of making Scott Van Cleef just appear out of nowhere, tell that to the Drifter running community, to the Drifter incursion community.
Yeah.
The game doesn't let us win.
Oh, it's like, oh, you actually have to think. Sorry.
No, it's more like you have to use a shitload of disposable ships.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. If you
Like,
really
yeah.
want it, you can still do it.
We're going to run this incursion in Thrashers and Molluses because that DD is bullshit. Because when you have an incursion battleship, like you run HQ sites in the Sancho incursions, like I have one that I'm a carrier that's probably worth over $1 billion with the mods I've got on it. I'm not going to take that to a Drifter incursion and risk getting just one-shotted.
Oh yeah, probably not. Different ships for different things, right?
The fun part is probably so many of those incursion characters are probably so purpose-built they don't have any lower skills to get into good fits for the destroyers
Uh-huh.
or cruisers.
So, yeah, so here's another thing. When it comes to a lot of things, even life, when you're so rigid and set, either in your ways or your skill set, think of yourself as a great oak. Yes, the great oak is strong. Yes, it's powerful. Yes, it'll be around for quite some time, and it's quite prevalent. But in a large windstorm, it'll fall, and yet the young sapling bends.
Yep.
Why? Because it's flexible.
Yep.
So, let's see how the community adapts to that.
Yeah. Well, with Tech 3 building, it's very pigeonholed because you can't do it in NPC stations most anywhere. In fact, you can only do it in a Caldari outpost.
So,
And they're killing off the outpost too.
so do you think CCP will take a look at this? Will they go working as intended?
They'll
Or
probably
will they
go
change
fast
it?
on They'll probably do something to it. They'll
Probably.
either do it in high-sec stations, or they'll they may change the way that drifters come out of their anchoring period. I really hope they don't. I do like that 15 minutes of somebody could come in and fuck with your shit, and then the fight starts.
Exactly.
Drifters, now with a 15-minute anchoring period.
Woo.
You know, we were on the fleet blowing up that citadel, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I've seen the drifters do some amazing things. I saw them kill a POS because they were pissed off at a player hiding in it. Do you think they'll attack a citadel?
Mm, that's a good
Maybe.
question.
Because if so, I'm gonna get a stealth bomber full of corpses and start feeding them bitches like ducks at the pond.
Like, yeah, and that's one of the things that makes this game so fun is yeah, you just fuck with it. It's ever changing. Like, oh, boo-hoo, they're changing a game mechanic that's really easy for me to do. Oh, and it's like, okay, well, work around it, figure out a way. On this is gonna be really rough to say. On average, asterisks, I think Eve players are slightly more intelligent than a lot of other gamers. Maybe it's because we like to huff paint and look at spreadsheets. I don't know, but we always find something to play with. CCP just gives us the toys. It's up to us on what we do with them.
That's probably because what I've noticed on Eve, there's a lot more planning involved. You can't just get a couple weapons and go out and fight something. You've got to work up a fleet. You can't just do it solo most of the time.
You want to stab things? Hey, we want to stab things too. Welcome aboard. Yeah, no.
Yay! Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for the Citadels. Blown a couple up. Be pretty cool to defend one, because guaranteed, whenever we decide to drop a Citadel, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Oh no, sound was lost! Oh, that's some crap.
Maybe it will return, but you shouldn't be using any sound on appear.in. It should all be going to the Mumble server.
Here. Yeah, I'm excited to defend our future Citadel because I want an epic brawl. That's what I want. So here's to hoping. Yay.
Oh man. So for quite some time now, my alt, Manny Bothans, has been sitting on roughly 3 billion ISK.
Gas.
My money alt has held on to more money than my main has ever had at one time. I think it's time to change that.
Do it. Do it.
So, in recent weeks, I've had a contest up for submissions for a name for this new show. As everyone knows, this is not the Thursday Podside Evecast, and so we need to change it to something else. And
The Wormhole Farm Report.
no, just no. But we do need to change it to something, and I'm too lazy to come up with it myself. So I decided I'm going to pay all of you to do it for me. I have gotten some submissions over recent weeks, and so we're gonna go over those submissions now. Now, I will not be naming names with these submissions. I don't want people. I don't want the people here to have any, bias towards whoever made a submission, because it's 3 billion ISK. It's a lot of money. I have to admit, I've been tempted. I was like, oh, look at all that money. Just imagine all the rattlesnakes I could buy with it. But I didn't touch the money. I didn't. I was a good boy. So let's do this. First suggestion I have here is cooking with Manny Bothans. I was thinking cooking up kill mails, but cooking with Manny is apparently a Breaking Bad joke, and I haven't watched the series, so I didn't know it right away. Apparently that's an episode in Breaking Bad, cooking with Manny. The next one is Sizzle and Sob with Manny Bothans, which is a good one. I've got The Bothan Dying Hour, which could play well off of my website, wordpress.com/Manny Bothans Died. Then we've got Get Wrecked with Manny Bothans. I like this one. It's just it's nice. Then we've got extra salty, which is a reference off of a picture I posted on Twitter of my new favorite brand of chips. Tears of my enemies, extra salty. And then the last submission I have here is Bothans' primary.
I
Yeah,
like
that'll-
that one.
You're the host of Bothans' Primary. Hey, it's the host of Bothans' Primary. Kill his ass.
Bothans' primary. Oh wait, what the fuck am I saying? Ah, damn it. Never mix show comms and fleet
Don't
comms.
worry. I got your back, Manny. All my love reps will go to you. You're good.
I feel all the love reps. I hope my wife doesn't get jealous.
It's a guardian.
I know, it's got
Yeah.
such beautiful curves.
It really does. Like, legitimately, guardian, sexiest logi ship. Ooh. But,
Reminds me
Yeah.
of a song from Dragon Boy Suede called "I Heals with My Steel."
but, Manny Bothans is primary. That's pretty good. Like, I actually like that one.
I don't know. I like to get wrecked because I can easily make a show logo with that. Just take like a picture of an explosion, and then cut out the old wreck symbol. And then
No,
just
no,
get your
I
actor
think I like
exploding.
the primary one because then you can just put the target across your icon's face, your avatar's face.
Yeah, the broadcast icon. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
cool.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
I can make that happen, man. That is something I can do.
All right, that is good. We'll take a look at that. Let's get some other opinions here. Viggs, I haven't heard you say anything.
Yeah, sorry, I can't think of any ideas. The ones you've mentioned seem pretty good.
Right, of the ones that I mentioned, which one do you like best?
This is where he confesses that he wasn't paying attention the whole time.
Yeah, sorry, I was sort of half listening and half talking to.
Oh, you know what? There
Zero
is one
and
that I
half
forgot
fighting.
here. There is one that I forgot here. Actually, two. Because I'm bad. We've got Manny Hippie Hour. Apparently, he has seen the glorious beard and thinks that I am a hippie.
I like to think you're a Viking.
I do not hug the trees. I smoke them.
I can almost guarantee who that Manny Hippie one came from.
And we've also got Manny's Battle Arena of Death.
I still like Manny Bothans' primary.
Yeah, that whole arena of death thing sounds a little too cheesy.
It's like, yeah, a little bit too much cheese, and if you know it's serious, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
All right. Well, fortunately, the budget
Sometimes.
is $3 billion-isk, and I don't intend to give it all to the person who got the show name. So we will have a super cheese award because I like things that are cheesy. I mean, I name most of my ships after things that are cheesy. You know, butt jokes and things like that. The Emmy, the one that brings out most in my mind is the MECS Rusty Rectum.
That's really good, sir. Is it Minmatar? Please tell me it's Minmatar.
It's a rupture.
Oh,
Yeah,
so good.
Rusty
Yeah.
butt plug.
The Americu Enterprises combat ship Rusty Rectum.
Hot.
So we have a winner in Bothans' primary. We also have a selection for the Super Cheese Please Award. And I think we should have, a good second place because the Super Cheese Please Award is, more of an honor method.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Yeah. The Cooking with Manny awards actually come from that little incident where you bled frying stuff on comms and the listeners could hear it.
Hey man, I fully defend my actions on that. When the wife is away, the man fries things because he doesn't get to otherwise.
That bad, huh?
It is terribly bad. She makes hamburger helper and she runs the beef under all the water and just washes away the flavor. It's like no.
Not a bad idea sometimes. I just cook with lean beef. Done.
The grease is where the flavor lives.
Oh, it makes my stomach roll, bro. Too much omega-6. You gotta get more omega-3. Uh-huh. Yay! Okay.
On fish.
No, you actually find it in avocado. And I love avocado. Shit, sit down and eat that. You're missing out. Oh.
So, Manny, are we done with the show naming? So I have something I want to share. I have something I want to share with you. So, as you know, in the podcast community, we like to keep tabs of what the other podcast hosts were doing last night. So I'm going to put in the Podside chat a little kill mail that shows what Lodge in the Sphere was doing last night.
Okay, while you're doing that, I do want to bring in one more entry that is not actually considered an entry because I know who this comes from, and you have to play EVE Online in order to get ISK. The Manny Bothans Intel report.
Oh, that's pretty good. But Manny Bothans is primary. Good. That's pretty good, but Manny Bothans is primary just as a little cheese, a little bit of cheese on top.
Cheese and head shoulders better, right?
But Intel report, that's really friggin' good.
Yeah, it came through my roommate, but he doesn't play, so he doesn't qualify.
Neat.
All right, so in the podcast chat channel, I put a Orca kill mail. So last week I made the decision finally to move out of that C1 I was camping in for ever and ever. And when we moved out of there, we had this Orca that we just didn't know what to do with. And since then, some other dudes have, moved in, and I tried to sell them the Orca, but they weren't that interested. So I put some fuel blocks back into the tower and brought up the shields, and then I put the Orca in there, and I changed the name to For Sale by Owner. But since fuel blocks are expensive, I just left it for 5 days, and last night it ran out of fuel. So it looks like after it ran out of fuel, it took about an hour for Lodge in the Sphere and his friends to come by and notice it there, and they blew it up.
Yay, explosions!
Yeah, so let's give a shout out to Susu and Lodge in the Sphere for blowing up an unmanned Orca sitting at the Paz tower that had run out of fuel.
I would have broken that down somewhere. Wait, you can only do that in stations, right?
But how are you gonna get it out? It's still not gonna fit into anything, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, wait, you can only reprocess in stations. Okay. Yep, explode it.
Why not replace it with a miasmos and see if anybody notices?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So the other thing.
The show has a name.
Ooh.
Manny Bothans is primary.
Yay!
So the next thing we're looking for is somebody to draw us a logo. You know, I suggest that we take a Manny's avatar and put a bullseye across his face. You know, a little target reticule.
It's got to be 3,000 pixels.
I can do that.
That's the requirement for iTunes podcast logos. And so once I get a good RSS feed up that will pull iTunes, I will get that to be a thing. I've got some help, some offers for assistance for that, and everyone's been real supportive in regards to that. I really appreciate it all. I do want to go ahead and just plug my Twitch page just a slight bit in the hopes that my internet connection will someday get fixed and I can resume a regular streaming schedule. I don't have a Patreon page, and I'm kind of in desperate need of... Oh, God, what was that? Something just blinged in my ear. That was fucking weird. Okay. In any case, I've been making getting upgraded equipment a kind of a priority, and I've been taking donations on my Twitch page to make that happen. The first thing I'm looking at getting is a broadcast quality mic. I've been hearing good things about Blue Yeti, but they're a bit on the pricey side for me. So if you check out my page at Twitch TV, that's twitchtv.com/Manny Bothans, you can find the donation link on there. I'm going to stop shamelessly plugging myself. It feels kind of like internet masturbation. I feel kind of dirty. Thank you for the visual aid there, Tanis.
It's best, I know. You didn't get the sound on it though. That's my favorite. But I need like 3 hands for that. And...
Well,
Wait,
get Evi to help you jerk it.
Evi, honey, aid. No, it's game night. Maybe later. Could be good. Oh no, he's coming. I think.
Yay!
Is he? One sec.
Off she goes to get help to jerk it on the internet. That's awesome.
So just push down on the clicker. Okay.
That's awesome.
Just let it happen, FC, everybody.
Just let it happen, FC, everybody. Thank you. Person whose name I won't say again so he doesn't get headshot later.
No, he always gets headshot. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Well then thank
We
you, Evi.
we count on it. We count on him getting headshot. I need more wine. Be right back. More wine, Manny? Kazumi? No. I can make bitchin' Shirley Temples.
I have tears.
You have tears. Actually, what I want for my birthday, well, normally we take a station on my birthday, but this year, for my birthday, I want a mug that says tears. Just a white mug that says tears in big, bold, black writing, and I would just like, I'd lose my shit. It would just be like best thing ever. All right, more wine. I can get you wine. Well, that was exciting.
This sounds like somebody's having fun.
Yeah, it's game night, so D&D or Pathfinder, technically, in my house. I used to play Pathfinder, but I don't anymore. Very fun, though.
While she's getting wine, I have funny stories about D&D. So, this was way back when I was still in high school. We used to play D&D at this card shop called Dark Vision Games, and we had this big game happen. There were 2 DMs in this game. There was a good party DM and there was an evil party DM, and these 2 parties were actively conflicting against each other. I had joined the evil party as a sorcerer, and the only thing that I could have was this, they allow me to have 1 magic item, so I chose a type 4 wand of magic missile, had like 50 charges in it. It was fresh and new, and I was like, oh yes, this is nice. So I encountered the evil party as they are running from the good party. They have to go through this cave to get to a small harbor on the other side of the mountains to get away from the good party in a boat. We're going through this cave system, and there's a collapse. The floor goes out from under us, and I get pulled into some chasm by this rock monster. But because I'm a greedy fuck and wouldn't let go of my wand long enough to let my party members help me out, because they really didn't want to do that anyway, I ended up being pulled deeper into this chasm, and I'm stuck in this room with this giant fucking rock monster. They get to the evil party. The evil party's doing skill checks, trying to get through the cave because fuck that guy. We just met that guy. We're evil. We have no scruples. And they just sort of left me there to die. So I look at the DM. I'm like, how big is this monster? He's like, it's fucking huge. I'm like, it's gonna eat my face off more than likely, right? He's like, well, your character probably thinks so. And I go, okay, fuck it. Bam! Snap that wand right across my knee. And the DM just gets this horrified look on his face like, wait a minute, what the fuck? There's 50 charges of magic missile type 4 in there. So, he goes over to the good party DM. The good party DM's like, how's the chase in the caves going? He's like, we've had a situation. So the DMs go off for like 20 minutes. The game entirely stops. I'm like, wow, I've been in this game for all of 5 minutes and I stopped it totally fucking dead while dying. Yes! And they come back 20 minutes later. They're like, okay, so some things have happened. There was a massive explosion in the cave as some idiot decided to snap his wand in half rather than, you know, die honorably. And the cave has collapsed behind the evil party. Now the good party was chasing the evil party because they're evil, but they were chasing the evil party for another reason. See, the good party happened to have a ship located in the same harbor on the other side of the same cave. So they got trapped. They weren't able to chase anymore, and they also weren't able to get to their ships. So the evil party is now sailing away in the good party ship as the good party comes up to the harbor and watches the firebomb go off in the evil party's old ship. So they're standing in a harbor with a burning, sinking ship, and the evil party is sailing away on their ship, waving in the distance as I just screwed everything over.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. My friends tried to play an evil campaign, which all of the characters were evil. The problem is they pissed off the anti-paladin. Everyone died session 1. Yeah. Also, what's another story? Oh yeah, I played a mute monk, so that was really fun. He was about 16. He tried to get laid a whole bunch. It really, really didn't work. But the problem is, in order to roleplay correctly, I needed to have a whiteboard. I wasn't allowed to talk. So I would write whatever I wanted to on the whiteboard. So you'd be watching me, I'd be scribbling really fast and then furiously wiping off whatever I wanted to say. Or it's like, and someone would say something else, I'd be like, fuck, wipe everything off. Okay, furiously write it again. You know, saying things like tits or GTFO. I mean, that's probably why my character didn't get laid, because he was like a 16-year-old kid writing tits or GTFO on a whiteboard. That's my story. That, and you can, you know, have fun with portals with the monks, and they're broken, and I love them. Yay. But anyways, that's my story, bro, and I tell it at parties. Not as entertaining as yours, Manny.
Oh, mine are just, you know, series of very strange events. Like the game that I tried to run, where I had one dude who took a look at the character builder, didn't realize that because I had a subscription to D&D to the D&D account, whatever, that I had access to all printed literature through the character builder. So he built a character that was just broken as all get out from things from like 100 different sources. And then I had the cookie cutter standard warrior who was just so dumb he figured he would fight the dragon from the inside. So as soon as the fight opened up, he screamed, "Rawr, I'm a dinosaur," and jumped in its mouth.
That's amazing! Oh my gosh!
I had to invent a puke attack.
That's fantastic. That kind of reminds me.
You take 10 damage and 15 acid damage, and you are covered in bile and prone for the next round.
Gross. That kind of reminds me of my brother-in-law. He was playing a sorcerer. I forget what the class actually was, but he was detached from reality. So he would see illusions all the time. So his name was Ver, and he may have accidentally teleported him and his paladin friend, like, you know, a few hundred meters above the surface of the planet. So, so you got to figure out, okay, how to fix this. So this sorcerer pulls out an unfoldable boat, unfolds it as him and his paladin friend are falling. They both climb into the boat, proclaims himself captain of the Queen's Navy, casts dimensional door as he's falling. So the dimensional door, you fling through it, and then another dimensional door pops up, and you use that momentum to land on the top of a tower. Self-proclaimed captain of the Queen's Navy in a collapsible boat, plummeting to your death.
So, I
Some
was
good shit.
running a skill check, and my players. This is the first skill check I'd ever run in 4th edition D&D. And in 4th edition D&D, they had these skill checks that are kind of like mini challenges. Your DM sets a goal, and you try to narratively use your skills to complete the skills challenge. It all has a set DC, so as long as you beat that one solid number, you're good. And as long as you don't fail too many times, you succeed the challenge. Well, my players couldn't come up with ideas on how to use their trained skills in order to advance the skills challenge along. And one of my players was like, okay, I'm going to use acrobatics to find a target. I'm like, no, I don't think you could use acrobatics for that. I'm like, you could use acrobatics to land from a tall height or jump up somewhere. And she couldn't figure something out, and so she ended up doing something else. Well, the next round, the warrior, the same dumb warrior who jumped in the dragon's mouth, is like, I grabbed the drow by the back of the shirt and trousers and heft him up into the air. It was now the drow's turn. I say to the drow, you are now airborne. You may use acrobatics to land.
Oh man, that's actually a little funny because the Games Night group right now that Evi is part of, they are rolling new characters. They're gonna make a new campaign, and they're a bunch of power gamers. So you kind of want to make things a little bit more random for them, so they can't power game as hard. So they actually made a chart, a percentile chart. So your 10 percentage, that's your race. Your 1's percentage, okay, that's your class. So Evite rolled a Drow Ranger. So I'm like, so you're gonna call it Faux Drizzle? Yeah, anybody? Forgotten Realms. What? Faux Drizzle! And is he gonna, like, dual wield butter knives or something?
Dude, you say that, but I was over at a friend's house earlier this week, and my roommate pulled up this video on his phone. Apparently there's, like, voice pack, announcer packs available for one of the Call of Duty games, and one of the announcer packs was done by Snoop Dogg. The shit was
That's
insane.
fantastic. Snoop Dogg is great. Like, he was on epic rap battles of history. Like, he's like in actual interviews, he is one of the most down to earth people. Great. Snoop Lion? No, wait, is he actually Snoop Lion? Is that a thing?
He's going back to Dog.
Yeah, he realized I shouldn't do Snoop Lion. By the way, Evi, everybody thanks you for you clicking the mouse. Yeah, you're a good man. We were saying how oh, by the way, you're Drow Ranger. What you gonna name it? Drizzt? Get out. Get out. You're not gonna name it Drizzt. Could you call him Bodemic Boatface? I feel the British Navy really dropped the fucking ball on that. The PR that you can get out of that? That's so awesome.
Yeah, that's what you'd expect for the name of a ship for like a floating clown college.
Oh yeah. But the PR.
Confetti flies out, and you hear over the ship's PA.
You just see a big. You just see a big pole with the little flag unfurls that says bang.
That'd be awesome. Like, seriously, the PR that you can get from a research vessel being called the Bodie McBoneface
Their
is
fire station
awesome.
their fire
they're
services
already-
personnel are armed with seltzer bottles and coconut cream pies.
The British,
Hence the damage control stations.
they're-
Grab the seltzer and the cream pies.
love seltzer, love cream pies. Fun stuff.
We need more coconut cream pies in the engine room.
No. But anyways, yeah, it's not going to be called Bodie McBoatface. I'm very sad.
There was people trying to get them to name the deep sea sub vehicle that goes with the ship Subby McSubface.
Aww, that's
If they
just
could
cute.
name it, even if they keep the name as the Sir David Attenborough, whatever, for the ship, at least call the Subby McSubface. Like, or just name it
Yes.
Subby or something silly like that, because it's just great. Come on now. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, less, the rigid seafaring tradition when you're dealing with, these kind of, submersible research vehicles, like the Woods Hole Institute in the U.S. There's submersibles named Alvin.
So cute. Yeah. You normally, name them cute little things.
Yeah.
Subby
Just-
McSubface, the marine researcher.
Yay.
Yeah, there's I told the story in the after show about on Thursday when we didn't have the show about my former corp mate from the UK who named all his ships after Royal Navy ships. He had a faction battleship that he called the Warspite for obvious reasons. Unfortunately, he also had an Archon that he named the HMS Ark Royal. And true to history, it went away. Just like the real one. It kind of got exploded.
Yep. Yeah, most things go kaboom boom.
Oh, damn,
Yeah,
I
they
got
really
more
tend to
of
go
that
kaboom
red
boom when you get
stuff.
shot at.
Yeah.
So check this out. I got Dark Blood Thermal Plating, Heavy Energy NOS, Heavy Energy Newt, and an Energized Adaptive Nano. Nice.
Wait, you got all that off one?
I got all that off of one Dark Blood Pope.
Apparently that Pope was a pretty damn bling fit motherfucker. That's a lot to drop off one faction rat.
I know, right? And that's not even everything. I mean, the rest of it's garbage, but I mean, still, there's more shit here.
Well, usually you get, like up in the north, you would get maybe a DG. Like if you pop a DG rat, you'd get some DG hybrid ammo, and then you would get a Dread Grease's item of some sort. A DG shield booster, a DG warp scrambler, yada yada.
Yeah, I got a large laser crystal, some tags, I think a J5 something or another, and then all that sweet faction loot. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty hefty faction drop. We get the tag, the ammo, a meta item, and then you get a faction item usually. So that's a pretty nice haul.
See what happens when I get a fucking, capital.
Oh, the capital guys. Ooh. They drop some meta parts that are used to make the meta capital weapons and armor modules and stuff. That's what I've seen from what I have. It would be interesting. They may drop some faction XL ammo as well.
Well, that's not why I'm looking forward to seeing one. I'm just trying to see if I can take one in my rattlesnake.
You probably won't be able to take them solo.
Yeah, especially with the way I tank mine. I
Well,
go
they're
for high resist
supposedly
and
they're-
shit tons of regen.
Now these things are kind of, from what I've seen, they're kind of flat fit. Data Squad and GSF has been popping a bunch of them, but that squad is full of nothing but professional ratters. So they can say, hey, I got a spawn, whoop to me, and have 20 or 30 battleships on it in a matter of moments. Gotta keep them ADMs up.
Yep.
I lost a rattlesnake trying to keep them ADMs up. I won't make that mistake again. But hey, the other 3 rattlesnakes and the Macarial got out.
That's why I rat in Gilla. He.
I've got
Zoom,
one
zoom.
of those.
Yeah.
That's
Get
why I
enough
used to rat
Gillas,
dish
and it's
dog.
great. Yeah, quick little bastards. It's great. You just abandon your drones, gone.
Yep, it's even cheaper when you build your own.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the little Gila. It was funny. When I realized that my main could fly a Gila, I was like, oh, does this mean I'm a big girly player? No, not really. My Apostle pilot with Tech 2 triage. Oh.
Now you're getting somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
When you can fly a Macarial with T2 guns and level 4 and all the battleship skills.
One day I'll be able to do that. It's gonna be funny.
I think I'm gonna break down and finally train Kalinte Cruisers 5.
Do it. Do it.
Well, it's a choice between either that or getting into Tech 2 skirmish links so I can fly our Bifrost fit.
I do like the Bifrost.
I mean, I can
But-
fly everything except the Link.
Those links, though, are really... Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
Which one do you use, interdiction maneuvers or evasive maneuvers?
I have no idea. I just know it's skirmish and it's T2.
Yeah. The skirmish set is almost a requirement no matter what fleet type you're using because of the bonuses that you can get. The increase in warp disruption range, the reduction of signature radius. I mean, it's just crazy. You gotta have them.
I normally
Remap
run...
my character for spaceship command skills.
Yeah, and once you're in the command train, just train it all. Train it all. No matter how long of a time it may seem, just get, like, at least most of it done. The only thing that I haven't trained on my command tune is the freaking mining foreman. Everything else is to 5.
See, that's actually the thing that I got. I'm flying T2 mining links.
There you go. That's
So-
my Rourke pilot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do that on my Orca. It's something I can contribute to while I'm at work.
Mm-hmm. It's
when
good
I
stuff.
remember to do it.
Yeah. But it makes a big difference, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
I got
The one for
Somebody's
Cap 8
asking
isn't as big.
when somebody was asking for boosts over in our borderline system. I'm like, my Orca's next door, but I don't want to take it there.
Mm-hmm.
Was
Big
that when I
things
was
are
trying to mine in K6?
I wasn't going to name the system that was on our border, but since you have, yes, K6.
Ah, sorry.
It's all good. Anyone with half a brain in Dotland can figure that one out.
Yeah.
But yeah, K6 is a great place to bait mine. It's like the best thing ever. I swear, I should just have a mining fleet over there and go, yep. We're mining rocks and ships today, folks. So, there's that. So please keep your trays in the upright position as we go mine some tiers. Thank you. And then promptly I'll die. But that's why we fly procurers. Except for us crazy bastards who are like, nah, skiff fleet. It's good. It's good. Just all the skips. Skippy, skip, 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 skip. Skip, skip.
Yeah, I like the skiff. My
Oh.
skiff is always fit to catch things though.
Yeah. Especially
Put
when
a
you're in
point
groups.
double web on it. Oh, it's like butter.
True that. You just gotta use it wisely. Also, speaking of skiffs and mining barges and such, what do we think as crazy bloodthirsty miners? What do we think about the model changes?
I
that are gonna be
honestly
coming?
have not seen them because I don't do a lot of mining anymore. I tend to lose big shiny ratting ships, so I need to replace them. Although, I have to admit, the rattlesnake has gone down considerably in price. I'm
Gotta be a
saving
reason.
I'm saving 200 mil on rattlesnake hulls back when I used to consider rattlesnake hull. That was the hull itself was a 500 million isk investment.
Mm.
Now I can get it for 3. So I'm saving a lot of money in that rattlesnake hull. And even though they did, I think they removed a low slot from it and did some other changes to its fitting. But even with those changes, it's still a pretty decent ratting ship. So it has a function. Now, if only I could get those fucking cloaky interdiction nullified Tengus to leave us the fuck alone.
Nah. They want tears. We'll murder them. Don't worry.
Well, those Tengus are slippery bastards.
Oh yeah, they prey on stupid. So just don't be stupid.
Yeah. Although I did notice they didn't go much past K6. I think that we were out of their Black Ops jump range further in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hot drop it outside of 7.5 light years. I dare you. Cyno's lit. Cyno's lit. What? I can't jump.
Oh no. Oh yeah, those guys are pros at it.
Oh no, my cloaky interdiction nullified Tengu can't move and can't get reinforced. Whoops.
That's why I love webs. I love cloaky webs. It's so funny. It's like, I'm gonna go kill me some Care Bears. No, you're not. But thanks for coming. But the problem is,
I like to, I do like the idea of using Astero as a cloaky tackle ship.
yeah, but you better have other friends uncloaking, like, really quick.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to find these new models, but yeah. Might help if I do a better job of putting it into Google.
Oh, remind me later, I gotta get Evi a copy of that video so that I can get it approved for posting.
Roger that.
Yeah, I made a video recording of us bashing the Citadel and kinda, I had our game and mumble volume turned all the way off, and all you can hear is me talking through my shitty webcam mic, admittedly. But I kind of have a discussion with the camera about some of the new things that I've learned about Citadels during the course of that op, like that 15-minute onlining repair window as soon as it comes out.
Yep, if you do not have an adequate force to defend it, clearly you don't want it enough. Like, silly
Well,
billies.
all it really takes is one interceptor to go in and tag the thing. Once it's tagged, the fight is coming. And
oh, yeah.
you are going to have to murder all of them in order to keep your Citadel safe. I don't even know how long it takes for you to stop taking damage for it to actually go back to its repair state.
That's a really good question. Eva would know. But there has to be a time limit on it. For example, there's a damage cap on doing damage to the Citadels. For those of you who haven't experienced being on the offensive side of destroying a Citadel. Even if you bring a Titan to kill a a medium citadel, it's gonna take the same amount of time as it would like a 10-man cruiser gang, which is really interesting. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
it's
gonna
like
be-
half an hour.
I'm going to enjoy listening to Titan Pilot's tears going, I doomsdayed it, and then it did 0 damage, because everybody else doomsdayed it. I wait for doomsday.
Whine, cry, cry. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be another use for Titans, though.
Sipping on Titan tears.
So sad. And yet again, the game is changing. We're gonna have to adapt in how we use our little toys. Right, right?
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh. I mean, this still doesn't. This Citadel change actually wants, like, it makes me want to have a Super or a Titan eventually, especially if I can dock it in an XL Citadel. That's pretty freaking awesome.
Hell, I'm actually looking at becoming a carrier pilot.
Oh, carriers are good fun. I especially enjoy the fax machine.
Well, not just the fax machine. I want to play with fighters.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Look at that. That's your groove, man. Do it.
They've got some anti-subcap fighters that seem fun, and I've seen kill mails of the Plex cannon in action. It's a fighter that costs about a Plex, and
Jesus.
it will go Aloha snack bar all up in your enemy's face and destroy itself jihadi hottie style.
What?
The Shadow True Sancha fighters.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They go,
Yeah,
Aloha snack bar! Kaboom!
Yeah, they basically kamikaze whatever you tell them to. That's their special ability. But
That's pretty neat.
yeah, the thing is, the blueprints come off of incursion mothership sites, so they're pretty rare, and that's part of what makes the ships, the fighters, so expensive.
Which
Yeah,
is why they
risk
call it the
versus
Plex
reward.
cannon,
Yeah.
because it literally costs a Plex to fire.
That's pretty neat though. Like that could be your ace in the hole freaking do or die time. All right, we gotta do this.
Are there any citadels that can use fighters?
Eh,
I believe the larges and the extra larges can.
Just imagine
Yeah.
just imagine a Keepstar deploying the fucking Plex cannon and bombing into oblivion anything that came to destroy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, the extra large, if you're in nullsec, it also gets, or in null,
The doomsday.
low and null, it
the
gets the arcing,
doomsday. Yeah,
the arcing Vorten projector,
that thing
aka
is
the chain
nuts.
lightning.
It's the Terran super weapon. It has to be.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh man. Also, by the way, getting electron bombed by a large, even in my Guardian, like my Toon has perfect cap skills. I was just dead in the water instantaneously. Subcaps versus a large Citadel electron bomb is just like
You mean a void bomb?
holy shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Or the void bomb.
bomb.
Sorry, void bomb. Brain.
Electron does
Ah,
damage.
exactly, the
They
void.
did that.
Oh my god, that void. It was like, and I have no cap. Fuck.
I don't think it
So.
hit me then because I still had cap. I was still firing my guns.
Eh.
I don't use lasers. In fact, this is the first time I've used lasers, and of course, because I'm a fucking autist, I had to have T2 lasers before I could use lasers.
No,
And,
that doesn't mean you're an autist. That just means you're human. Sorry.
I was like, I want to use the gleams ores. So I
Oh, yeah,
waited
totally
until
worth
I
it.
could use T2 crystals, and the first
Yep.
time I used lasers was the other day, and I gotta say, those motherfucking lasers eat your cap to shit.
Uh-huh. Why do you think the Guardians are there and we have a lot of Guardian FCs have a limit. It's like, okay, do you have Logi 5? No? Get the hell out of my Logi wing. Go fly DPS.
yeah.
Go fly tackle. I don't care what you fly. Just get out.
I got that. I
Yeah,
had to have
it's-
that shit.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the same way like you. I'm like, if I can't fly T2 lasers, I don't want it. I was the same way with the Guardian. If I can't fly Logi 5, I shouldn't be in this ship because I'm going to be a detriment to everyone else.
Yeah. We required it on our old Scimitar Fits back in the day of Alpha Fleet. It's Logic
Good.
5 or GTFO.
Yeah. It makes a world of difference, that and having your core skills maxed out, cat management, power grid, all that good stuff.
Yep. I had
Yeah.
cat management, shield management, like the shield upgrade skill, the safe power grid. And I had all that, and I still had to use an engineering implant
Jesus.
for the power. That's how, because we were using all large reppers.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's it can get a little dicey sometimes as Logi. Everybody's screaming for reps. I'm like, yeah. Don't worry, just broadcast for reps. Like PSA to all y'all on a fleet. We know you're getting hit. We're on it. Most of the time. Some Logi is just like, harder. I didn't even know we needed to cap down. And I'm like, I have no cap, you fuck. Give me the cap, asshole. So, but most of the time, like 90% of the time, your Logi is trained to know their shit. So, don't worry, broadcast and fleet, we get you. You in good hands.
Yay. Tana's PSA over. I'm just gonna go drink wine. Anybody else?
Yeah, I buzz.
Oh, I could tell you the story about my venture brothers. That was funny. We actually, I was actually mining in Belt. Actually, no. One of my courtmates was mining in Belt, and she's like, "We have 3 neutral ventures in the Belt." And I'm like, "Wait, what? How old are these guys?" "Oh, they're like a week old." "Oh my god, that's so adorable." They somehow, these new bros, somehow hopped through 2 wormholes to get to us. I think it was 2 wormholes. I could be completely incorrect. It could be 1 wormhole. But anyways, I'm all like, I must protect the young ones. So I jump in all of my skiffs and I'm like, okay, let us protect the young ones. Right, I got this. And like, come mine with us. So me and my courtmate are mining with these 3 little baby ventures just zipping around the skiffs, and we're like, oh look, they're so cute. Can I keep them? I keep them, yes? They should join Corp. Yes, this is what they should do. And I go like, no, I'll buy your ore. Keep mining. I will buy your ore. Just poop it there. Keep mining. But eventually they got a little tired, so they tried to go home, but their wormhole closed. And I was like, no, you need to stay with us. And just teaching them fleet dynamics of, okay, seriously, orbit the skiff. Transversal is good. Okay, you got this. And 1 died. Shit. So I eventually had 2 little ventures nestled in a skiff and drone ball, and I was like, yes, this is good. Nestle little ventures, be safe in the drone death ball of crazy, because you know what you do. You sling drones when you mine. Anybody knows that. But anyways, they did eventually join Marquee, and it was like, yes, venture babies, venture brothers, this is good. So that's my story of our 3 intrepid venture brothers wandering through Null, expecting to die, and they just ended up mining with a bunch of bloodthirsty miners, but we deemed them non-threats, so we let them live. That's the only case that I've ever seen us let any neutrals live that warp into the belt.
Your shiny yellow hull amuses me. You may
They're
live.
so cute. They were adorable. I forgot how cute ventures were. I'm like, look at you go. Oh, you're like this big. You're teeny. Oh, look at you go. Look at you go.
Yeah,
And they're still
Yeah.
with us.
it's good.
Yeah, and
I
they're
shall call
murdering.
him Mini-Me.
Exactly. Actually, they're growing up and now they're in procures. It
They're
brings
getting
a
there.
it gives a that makes me warm and fuzzy.
They grow up so fast, man.
Ah.
Yeah, but it also is a good thing because it demonstrates that initiative is rewarded if you end up in the right circumstance.
Exactly. It's like, holy shit, you had the balls to come out here? You were fully expecting that you were gonna explode? Awesome. You should continue mining with us.
It has more. They displayed more guts in their first week of the game than a lot of high-sec players will ever demonstrate.
It's totally true. And considering Null is safer than High Sec 9 times out of 10, yes, it's ever changing. Okay, I'll give it that. But yeah, way safer in Null Sec, because at least you know who's gonna kill you.
AKA everyone who's not blue.
Yep.
Yeah,
And even
is
the blues
scary. Look at all
sometimes.
those neutrals.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what Cypher always says. He's like, I'm always scared when I go to high-sec. There's neutrals everywhere.
Yeah, on my neutral high sec alt, I'm like, oh, this is stress. Too much neutral.
All of these people, and any one of them wants to murder my face.
Exactly.
Oh, I've got on my alt corp. I have certain alliances that are set -10.
Oh
I know who the coalition's enemies are, so I can keep an eye on them with my neutral characters. Like right now, there's 3 reds in the Podside channel.
Hello,
Gas.
Benson Podside.
Hello. Wait, we have. Oh, am I red?
No, you're neutral.
Oh.
Yeah, we've always been delightfully neutral.
I do like being neutral. It's quite nice. It's fun.
Well, this I'm actually looking on a Bastion character, so it's Bastion standings on this guy. So you're not on our standings list. You're just neutral.
You're not important enough. Cry,
You have
cry.
We're shooting DJ Goons. He doesn't care.
That's
oh
right.
yeah, we're shooting the Goons Classic. Yeah, the non-entity. Ooh, I should check out to
The
see if I'm not shadow banned anymore.
The non-factor.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, there's this whole fanfare about the true goons taking back the gooniness, and I'm like, you kill Sinos. Okay, you're not cool.
Yeah. Well, it's still funny because Reddit like, yeah, we want to bring back the old goons. I'm like, the old goons were orders of magnitude worse than the current goons. I hate to tell you this.
Oh yeah, that's always the way it is. Yeah. The grass is always greener
Well,
on the other side. That's just the way it
There's
is.
something to be said for nostalgia. Nostalgia makes everything better.
True.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's that weird lens of nostalgia. It's like, oh, he's an
You remember those
DJ
old goons run by Darius Johnson? Yeah, they were nice.
We were nice bros. We had beers. No, you didn't have beers. Mm-mm. It's like playing Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, when you're all like, this game is the tits, when you're younger. And then you play it now and you're like, why is everything potato quality? I could have sworn this was like way better 10 years ago. Why it sucks so much?
It's like
What are you talking about?
well,
It's still
like,
beautiful.
Yeah, but you can tell it's like GoldenEye. You remember that
Oh
game?
god, I love
Both
that
those
game.
games are the tits.
Oh,
But
it's
you
so
look at it now,
fun.
and you try and compare it to more modern FPS games.
It's still better. Sorry.
Well, as far as like
Well,
graphics go, it's like everyone's like cube shaped. It's like, the fuck?
My
That's okay.
beef, I only had one beef with GoldenEye, and that was the two what we determined as scrub characters.
Odd
there was
Job.
Yeah, Odd Job, and that fucking female Moonraker Elite. Those short, tiny little fucking bitches you can't hit for shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you playing
Here I
multiplayer
am
and you're like,
running
okay,
around as
everybody
Baron
except for these
Samdi.
guys.
I'm as tall as a fucking barn. Everybody and their
Yeah.
brother can pop me off with a pea shooter. You got Oddjob running around here with an MP5 going, "Nee, you'll never get me."
Yeah.
I wish they would actually give the Bond characters like their unique special ability.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Have-
Oddjob
give
if all he had was a
Oddjob
hat.
that. Yeah, give Oddjob that hat, and he throws it at you, and he freaking cuts you in half.
Yep, that'd be pretty dope.
Get Bambi and Thumper to kick you around the room a bit.
Oh man, but DK mode with paintball. Oh man. Oh man, paintball mode. I would just like sit there and I'd like stare at the ground and shoot stuff and it'd be like, this is awesome.
Paintball
Yeah.
mode with the Moonraker laser. Oh,
Yeah.
pew firepower with paintball pretties.
Oh yeah, and Perfect Dark, the spiritual successor to
Yes.
GoldenEye. So good. Me and my little brother would play that with a whole bunch of meat sims, and then we'd drop proximity mines to one another and run into them, and then lag out the N64.
Yeah. They used to play that, go super slow-mo, and just use nothing but throwing knives.
Yes.
I'm
so
coming
good.
to get you. And he- right through his
Dodge.
head, and it's like in one ear, out the other. He falls over. Like,
Yeah.
yep.
It's like, guess where I'm hiding? In the toilet. It was awesome. Oh, that game, so good. But I do admit, Mario Kart has been doing really good in keeping up that nostalgia factor while introducing really, really sweet game mechanics. Like, I have a Wii U, which I love, by the way. Fuck yeah, Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
want to buy the character DLCs for Super Smash Brothers. Cloud.
It's
all the Cloud.
actually no, Bayonetta. I shit you not. That character is actually banned in competitive play because she can just continuously chain combos, which makes sense because of her character and the game that she came from. But it's just, oh, it's so good. And Cloud is fun to play.
I don't know how Bayonetta got into a Nintendo game. I'm sorry, but when your special attack involves your clothes disappearing magically, how the fuck did that end up in a Nintendo game? Don't get me wrong,
Hey.
I'm not complaining. God bless them for putting that in a Nintendo game, but how the fuck did it happen?
I think there's an actual story behind it. I forget exactly what it is, but it's awesome. Also, speaking of nudity in Nintendo games, I remember there was this whole brouhaha about Zero Suit Samus being hypersexualized, gasp,
God.
in a game, and I'm like, girl, she can kick your ass. Not my fault. You're
Look
fat and
back
ugly.
at the first
Um,
fucking game.
At
the
the
first
Metroid, she
fucking
stood in a
game.
bikini. She was like, "Oh hi."
Dude, that was
In a
in the
bikini.
US version. In Japan,
Uh.
there was nothing. She was naked.
Boobies, naked, birthday suit. But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing, because in the exact same game, there's a character named Shulk from I think it's Xenosaga. I
I'm
think
really
it's
feeling
Xenosaga.
it.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
one of his costumes, he's just wearing little shorts. He is almost like fully naked, and I laugh. Wait, does he wear shoes? Because this is why I always have the issue at the boy strippers, because they're like totally naked except for the shoes. It kills it for me. But anyways, so Shulk is like basically naked, but I don't hear any brouhaha about that.
Oh no, because of course if you see a nearly naked dude in a video game, you're just like,
Oh, that's
dangly bit.
so sexy. I know, right? It's like, oh, but he's so hot. And I'm like, but what about Zero Suit Samus? That is a crime against women. And I'm like, but she needs the Zero Suit to go into the other suit because it
Because
games.
she's in the Zero Suit because in the original game she wasn't in a Zero Suit. The Zero Suit was literally Zero Suit. Birthday Suit Samus.
birthday suit Samus. I love it. I love it. But no, seriously, back to the boy strippers thing. Yeah, at least girl strippers can wear nice heels and they look good. When boy strippers get down to their nothings with dress shoes, it's just not sexy. I'm sorry, any boy strippers
Gotta
out
wear
there.
my Nikes on the dance floor.
And this is why I can't go to the boy strippers.
Oh no. It gets better. Put one foot on her shoulder and just yell, "Just do it!"
Oh my god. I can't go to the boy strippers because I feel bad because I start laughing because I'm like, honey, it's not because you don't look good. You are a very handsome individual, but I can't take you seriously because you're wearing nothing but you're wearing socks and shoes. No,
No, they
can't
just
take you seriously.
they want to hide their ugly feet. Their feet make them feel ugly because they have 5 toes.
They have bunions.
Yeah.
No, but I do understand because seriously, dancing on some of those surfaces, are you kidding me? Planter sports? No fun. No fun whatsoever. Blech. Gross feet is gross. I love how we go from the Venture Brothers to Nintendo
Stripper feet.
to stripper feet.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I love
a
it.
lovely show that I've created. Welcome.
Good job. We're talking about important stuff right here, boy.
Important things talked about on. Shit, I need to pull up the name again.
Manny Bothans is primary, sir.
Manny Bothans is primary. That's right. I'm gonna have to
You're
get
welcome.
killed a few times to get that to sink in.
I can help you with that.
Let's not make our kill boards look all screwy.
Nah, you just do it in little shitty ships. We'll explode you a whole bunch in slashers. We'll have a Thunderdome.
I did just get a kill board. I did just get a Citadel on my kill board, so I can afford to shit it up a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. It's positive. Yeah. Woo.
Thanks, Darius.
Lessons were learned. You know, it was a thing. I mean, you know, you experiment with, you know, only a couple billion-esque, and then for a lot of people, that's like no money at all.
What
I
makes
wish
me
I was
kinda
one of those
sad-
people.
What makes me kind of sad, and it is something I would like to see changed or patched somehow. I get the 15 minutes of vulnerability when it finishes anchoring, but what I don't get is the fact that, I mean, we literally were camped there at the end of that anchoring period. It said start to repair at such and such and such seconds. As soon as it hit 0, we were locking on and firing. There was literally no time to fit any sort of defenses. Let them fit
That's
some
the point.
defenses before it comes out of packaging.
Nope. That's the point. Because it's the risk versus reward, right? Because instead of every day it being vulnerable at a certain time, which your iHubs and your TCUs and your stations are, it's only once a week. So they had to balance that out somehow. And that's how you do it, unless you want your Citadel to be vulnerable every single day.
I don't know.
I know. It's like how do you balance that? Because
I would say, 15 minutes before it comes out of that anchoring mode, you can fit modules on it. You can't actively online things. You can't target enemy ships, but at least that way you've got a fighting chance against whatever's coming your way. This actually helps out small organizations because not everyone can field the big ships, but I mean, if you got a fucking Citadel out there and someone who can control the damn thing, then, you might have a fighting chance with your subcaps against whatever the fuck they're going to throw against you.
So would you say the rigs should be able to put on, but not necessarily the offensive modules of the Citadel?
No, the offensive modules. Don't let them fit the service modules.
Yeah, but you
Ship
can't even
rigging.
get into the thing until it's anchored.
That is true. And I'm personally okay with that. Because the
Make it
fact
an
that it's only
option on the-
vulnerable once a week.
Well, make it an option on the anchoring. Fit some guns to it, but don't fit the service modules. That way they can't set their clone there, they can't do repairs there, they can't do all the really cool things that a Citadel can do, except fire the guns and maintain atmosphere inside the fucking thing.
That may be something worthwhile. I mean, if enough people contact CCP and they take a look at the balance.
And I already know how they can spin it into the lore.
There you go.
So
That could
they-
even enforce your case.
There's this big brouhaha right now between the residents of New Eden and the Upwell Consortium over their false advertising of Citadel colonist hopes and dreams. They figured the gifts they gave us Capsuleers during Capsuleer Day was, in poor taste, and everyone's all mad because, Upwell Consortium is advertising these new hopes and dreams, and thousands upon thousands of colonists are dying in their structures. So maybe they revisit the anchoring process and enable the colonists to fit defensive systems as its final construction is going on.
Well, the problem isn't really so much that it comes out and you have 15 minutes of vulnerability, but if you're not in high sec, then it makes it really difficult to get the thing online.
Well, even if you're in high sec, there are groups that are actively seeking people dropping citadels and war decking them immediately.
Right, but they gotta get that war deck in within 15 minutes of when you drop it, right?
Yep. So unless you do it at a ridiculously early time, you're probably gonna get found out.
Yeah, so it's all about timing and knowing when you're vulnerable. For example, I mean, out in where we are right now, we're not gonna make our Citadel online time be in the AU time zone. That's silly. So if I was a high sec corp and I was encountering this problem, I would make sure that I have an adequate amount of forces to deal with it. I'd be like, okay, so I'm gonna pay for mercenaries to help me. I'm gonna get all my bros to help me. Once that war deck drops, then we can shoot back, us and our allies.
Yeah, they actually tried that. The first perimeter citadel that went up, the guy tried to hire mercenaries, but he's like, the mercenaries he contacted, they were either blue to the people who war decked him, or they were just not answering.
Okay, so a lot of planning has to go into place for this.
Well, it's basically just saying that it's the mercenaries doing it, and they won't shoot each other, so they're basically fucking useless.
I see. So it's all about picking and choosing your allies to come help you. So what this would be is, it takes a little bit more work in high sec. Yet again, that risk versus reward.
Yep. And outside of the dedicated mercenary corps, you're not going to find a whole lot of PvP going on in high sec.
It's true. EVE is an interesting place. As you can tell, it's a very social game. For example, I'm all the way out in Delve, and you're all the way to the north, and yet we still socialize and we've made a connection. So, say an Alliance high sec or a high sec corp has a connection with a null sec or low sec corp. You got to spread that net out. I think this may end up bridging the gap in between high sec, low sec, and null sec, because more people may have to work together in order to online these citadels in high sec. You're going to need to call in people who aren't necessarily high sec mercenaries, and this is really thinking outside the box. Could be an option. You could actually see null sec corps come in on contract to defend these citadels. Could be interesting. We'll see. We'll see how the game mechanic actually lets that happen.
Yeah, there's too much fascination at present with getting the kill mails of the things rather than what they can do, so.
Indeed, and this is people took a lot of PvPers took this stance on miners. Oh, fucking Care Bears, fucking shit! They don't do anything for this game. Stupid miners. And it's like, oh wait, hold on there, honey. How do you get your ships?
Yeah.
Do they fall off the ship, the magical ship tree, and onto the market? No, they don't.
Yeah,
So,
but you're talking about a lot of people who are ridiculously short-sighted, and of course,
Indeed.
CCP has not helped. With
they're
that,
not. They're
with
never
that.
going to help.
Well, they didn't help counter that mindset in anything. They reinforced it when they put out the trailer that they did. at FanFest. That did not help matters any.
Oh no, it's going to make the miners adapt. And once the prices start going up, people will slowly start to realize. Because in those larger alliances that like to blow up a whole bunch of fucking shit, okay, maybe not all of them are smart people, but some of them have to be in order to be in the place that they are right now. So they're going to start to understand, oh shit, we can't just wreak absolute wanton destruction everywhere, but also on the defending side, people have to start thinking differently. For example, miners with teeth. Intel tank, not being their tank, then your last resort, I will blow your fucking shit up if you disturb my mining op. That's how we get the minerals. I love me my mining tears.
Yeah.
So
course,
let me
it's-
ask you a quick question. How big a defense force do you think it's going to take to defend the Citadel?
It depends on how big of a fleet the attackers bring.
And it also
So-
depends on what security band you're in.
So I recently dropped a Citadel on a C2 wormhole trying to do the stealth approach, just drop it off when the traffic was super low in the middle of the week and we only had 2 holes. And it probably took less than an hour before people started to pile into the system to attack it. So after 24 hours, there were probably 30 people in the system ready to shoot it.
Oh yeah, because the fervor is still high in regards to killing those things, right?
It's not going to go down for at least 6 months.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't bother deploying one anytime in the near future because it's going to get found and it's going to get blown up.
Oh yeah. Like against a 30-man fleet? Well, and it honestly depends what they're flying and what their skill level is, and that's a little hard when you're in a wormhole because you have links to everywhere, right? At least out here in nullsec, you have an idea. It's like, oh, these guys are coming in. Okay, they like to fly this, whatever. Counter with this. And you have intel in the area. But in a wormhole, that's really, really different. In a wormhole, you would need, I don't know, like 35 guys to counter that effectively.
Probably
Well,
even more than
you
that.
would- It depends on depends on their skill level and your skill level, right? Like our alliance has definitely fielded about a third of our attacking force, and we took out a lot of shit and actually made them break. But that's a very specific circumstance with a specific set of ships versus another specific set of ships. Too many variables. But in a wormhole, you would want overwhelming force. You would want to bat phone it so goddamn hard. And problem, with wormholes is, well, your bat
Time to
phone
get
sometimes
online with
works.
Your alliance mates there, Kazumi.
Oh, actually,
Hey.
I did, and they did come to try and defend, but I should have coordinated it a little bit ahead of when I first had dropped it. I was hoping that it would go unnoticed, but that wasn't the case. But I was super surprised at how quickly people started to pile in. It was, like I said, literally after an hour, people were piling in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
because,
23 hours ahead of when it was going to come out, right? So.
Yeah, it's because that good old D-scan, those explorers, where they're looking for interesting stuff like this, so they'll flag it, and they'll let other people know. So
Okay,
you need.
actually, this brings up a really funny story I gotta tell you guys.
Okay.
So this dude was in like a C5 or a C6 wormhole with a Venture doing gas sites. Or maybe it was the prospect. He was in a prospect doing gas sites. And he got some gas, filled his hole, he was getting the fuck out, and the wormhole collapsed behind him. So he's looking around, and he's leaving a fucking lonely note on his fucking bookmark begging for help. And he gives up. Then he finds this citadel that's coming online, and he thinks about it for a second, and he's like, should I save my 30 million ISK worth of ship by dropping the intel of this citadel into Hard Knocks pub channel? Yeah, he found his way out, Hard Knocks helped him out, and that citadel went kablooey. One less Fortizar in the world. And he's like, did I feel guilty about it? Yeah. Would I do it again? In a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah, so from what I've learned about citadels is planning. That's a really big thing. Making sure you have backup. Really fucking important. Taking a look, analyzing your biggest threats and going, okay, what is their low time? What is their peak time? So it's gotta give credit to CCP because we're not dummies in this game. We're lazy as fuck, but we're not stupid. They're making us use our thinky bits a lot more with this expansion, which I like.
I just kind of look at it right now with Citadels, the only winning move is not to play.
Well, that's terribly pessimistic. Not play in general.
Not
No,
mess with Citadels.
There is a winning move right now. Sell Citadel parts. Build and sell
Yes. Yes. Build it, have other people explode it. That's how you do it. Mine all the minerals. Mine the massive amount of minerals and reap the benefits.
And
watch them
amounts
explode.
of PI.
Oh yeah, and just watch the bastards explode for the next couple months. Rake in all those Iskies, sit on that big pile of it, and then purchase the bastard when the fervor is slowly dying down. Done.
Broadcast nodes, people. Make them. Save them. Sell them. Make your Iskies.
Woo, Iski! I mean, if you're sitting in an NPC null station, not mining or doing ratting, of course you're not going to want to drop a citadel. You just won't want to drop it. Period. There is no point. Just continue on doing what you're doing until the fervor dies down. Patience is the big thing.
Keep
And they're
calm
ready, but-
and primary the Fortizar.
Exactly. And then reap the tears. Just reap tears.
Yep. It's about because basically the only thing Citadels are good for is being an appropriate receptacle for a ammo type of your choosing. That's pretty literally all they're good for.
They're fun. They're fun. That's what they're good for as well. I'm looking forward to building a citadel because the groups who are able to defend their citadel and properly understand the mechanics before everyone else will absolutely have an edge over the people who haven't. For example, people coming into the game and not knowing what the fuck a Spipple is. Just because you played Eve X amount of years ago, and coming back into the game and going, I know how to play Eve. What's a
It's
T3
funny.
Destroyer?
Someone asked us for a good wolf fit, and we told them sell the wolf and fit as Vipple.
Yep. Because unfortunately, assault frigates are not very useful right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We even upgraded our Harpy and Hawk fleets to Jackdaws.
Jackdaws make me hot.
And we just deployed a Confessor Hecate T3D doctrine as well.
Good. All prominent alliances should absolutely understand the valuableness of the T3 destroyer, because it is just oof.
We've even been tempted to go past that again before they break them with the next Citadel patch and cook up some more T3Ds and T3D blueprints before I lose the ability to do so.
You'll lose the ability to do so in your current capacity. You'll still have the ability to do so. It just depends on how much you want to do it.
I'm not gonna be willing to drop 2 billion ISK to do it when I only paid 500 mil for the tower and lab that I use now.
It's true. Do you think that this move from CCP may balance the game a little bit more? Or do you think it's just going to make a whole bunch of bitter vets cry and huddle in a corner?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna help ultimately.
Yes.
To both? Because I do agree to both. There must always be balance. There has to be a reason why CCP is doing that. We just have to think about why. It's not do it to fuck you around specifically. There has to be a reason.
Yeah, it's to get rid of the old postcode because it is invasive and a royal pain in the ass.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. So let's see how the game adapts to this, because it's going to be rather interesting. Could it force people to choose more alternate means of harvesting tiers? Absolutely. There will always be something we can exploit.
Yeah.
Hell, it may mean assault frigates actually have a use again.
Assault frigates are immune to the 10-second scram that the Citadel does. There we go. Now we have a use for them.
Done.
Harass the Citadel.
Yeah, or is it just way harder to produce Tech 3 parts for the destroyers as well as the T3 cruisers?
Yeah.
This could be a thing. Because a lot of playtime is killed because your consciousness is so insanely intricately linked to the T3 cruiser. So people will rage and not play for a while. Do we think it may be CCP's way of saying T3s are not necessarily the end-all and do-all of battle? Here, you can use these ships without sacrificing SP, time, and money
but the same
by putting a hold on the pauses.
Yeah, but the same limitations also apply to the tactical destroyers.
Aye,
So
this is true.
Yeah, any Tech 3 is going to become a lot harder to manufacture in high sec.
Absolutely, and as a T3 flyer, I admit they are OP as fuck. For what they are, the T3 destroyer is very, very powerful. Do you think it could be CCP's way of kind of putting a chokehold? Like, come on, not everybody needs to fly the Cancer. Not everyone needs to fly a Swivel. Like, you have to really want to goddamn fly that Swivel in order to do it.
You know, you guys are talking about removing the Cancer, and here I am thinking about how awesome would it be if there was a Tech 3 battle cruiser?
Jeebus! Oh, that would be so expensive, man. I would just be like, that's not undocking.
Yeah.
Not undocking.
That'd be easily a 1.2 billion ship. Just the haul.
You bet your ass Eve players would fly it, because just like in real life toys, it's the latest and greatest, shiniest thing. Gotta have it, and there's gonna be the crazy fuckers that go out and fly it.
Well, I can already see the sorts of things that it might do. So, battle cruisers are a very unique ship that humps the boundary of cruiser and battleship. What if the T3 battle cruiser blurs that line even further? Let's say you have subsystems you can fit to it that allow it to fit battleship-sized weapons, and you have a subsystem on it that reduces the fitting requirements for medium-sized weapons, and therefore allows you to fit a better tank.
Could be dope.
Let's say there's maybe not an interdiction nullifying ability like on the T3 cruisers, but a point resistance, kind of like you see on capital ships. Throw that into a subsystem. You know, I could see some very interesting larger scale subsystems being introduced with a T3 type battle cruiser that would not only provide interesting game choices, but make a class of ship that does not get as much love as it should, and I'm not saying that it doesn't get any love. I mean, just take a look at the fucking Battleship, and you know that it gets at least a little love. But take a size of ship that is kind of an oddball out, in my opinion, and give it something that could really be its own.
It could be crazy. I think if I was CCP, I would put that into play in about 5 years. But it would be really awesome.
No,
like,
that's way too long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be 3 to 5 years. But yeah, that's really, really cool. I like it. I like it when game devs tinker with things in our sandbox and then let us play with them.
Oh, speaking of game devs tinkering with the sandbox, I saw a
Yes.
very interesting post on Twitter. It was the fastest turnaround for a quality of life improvement. Well, actually, I wouldn't say fastest. It was just a really quick turnaround from somebody mentioning it on Twitter to CCP going, "Oh wow, that's stupid. Let's fix
Oh
it."
yeah. Yeah, the
Um,
whole naming ships
So,
after your ship fit.
You can
Yeah.
you can now name your ship fit, and then when you fit the ship, you have a checkbox that allows you to name the ship the name of the fit, so you don't have to find your ship later and then not self-name it.
It was CCP Cognac that did that. I was chatting with Eva the other day about it. So I remember that post on Reddit actually as well, and someone was like, "I will name my firstborn child after the person who fixes this at CCP," and I'm like, "Well, Cognac is actually a half decent name. It's like naming your little girl Vodka. It's pretty good, but Cognac is a little bit more fancy, right?" So somebody's gonna have to name their firstborn child Cognac. I hope they do. Please deliver.
This is my little girl, Cognac Johnson.
Oh my god, that was like my little sister who wanted to name my niece Lexus. I'm like, you're a stupid bitch. Don't name your daughter after a car, please. Now, Mercedes is different because Mercedes was actually named after a girl. So, free reign to name your daughter Mercedes. But Lexus? That's like naming your son Ford. Please don't. Thankfully, that's not my niece's name. Worst day ever. People be dumb. So dumb. Ugh. Like, I see so many Aidens and Bradens and Shadens in a day. I'm just like, much Aiden, please stop.
The den of evil.
So den of evil. That and Pinterest moms. They can go fuck themselves. Hate. It's like not everything belongs in a mason jar, and your child is not perfect. Don't tell me my son did nothing to their glasses. It just fell apart. It's clearly defective. And I'm like, it looks like someone ran this bitch over with a truck. Don't
And
tell me
look,
it's you're
it
defective.
Says, it says Hot Wheels right here in the tread pattern.
I know, right? Pretty much. I'm just like, ugh, you're stupid.
Someone
You're
ran
stupid.
over it with his Power Wheels, and instead of blaming the glasses, get the kid driving lessons.
Yeah, no, get the kid. Holy shit, you should actually take care of your glasses. Yeah.
Fit him with strapped goggles.
You have no idea. I'm tempted. I'm probably gonna get strap goggles for the shop. I'm just like, fuck it. This is what we're doing. Yes, this. Your child needs this. But my child is a perfect angel. No, I remember being a child. We're little bastards. If you can't remember being a child, something's wrong with you. We are evil little fuckers when we're that small. Come on now.
In fact, we're evil little fuckers even after that. I mean, take a look at me.
That's why we play Eve. I can just see the horns like coming out the sides, Manny. Whoa, the screen just the frame rate went down a little bit, so you like immediately moved for me, and I was like, oh, no, it covered your face. You need to kind of like dip down a little bit, but that movement there on the camera was some Exorcist level stuff.
Now all I need to do is learn how to speak Latin backwards.
Ooh. Evi, can you teach Manny how to speak Latin so then he can learn it backwards?
No.
He says no.
It's
Sorry.
alright, I'll sweet talk him into it later.
There you go. Just give him hugs and kisses. He loves that shit.
I'll just bring more sabers to his fleets.
Yeah, more sabers. Definitely. Poop all the bubbles. Poop them good.
No, I've gotten used to parking my ship so close to zero. I'm literally between the spiky bits on the Amarian gates.
Nice.
Bubble, jump, burn to zero, bubble again, jump back through. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fighting us, or you're running to some other system where we probably have another bubble and you're fighting us.
Probably, yeah. That's why I really want to train interdiction ships or interdictors, because that'll be just so much fun. It's like, I heard you like bubbles, so I put in bubbles inside your bubbles so you could bubble while you bubble. Ha!
I just took a look at my wallet and I'm like, oh wait, I remember now. I spent like almost 300 mil on a zealot.
Yeah, zealots. No, but
Probably make
seriously,
some money.
you probably should. But no, honestly, zealots are like, that's my new favorite shit. Like, I get so excited whenever I get to fly it. I'm just like, pew, dead. Pew, dead. Oh, you're 120 kilometers away from me. That's fine. I'll still shoot you. Because, no, come here. Come closer. I can't move that fast. I mean, you can still move decently fast, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a battleship. But, I mean, it's just not as zippy as a T3.
It's not as zippy as my saber. Holy fuck.
Those things burn fast, man. Love me my sabers. I just watch Evi play them because I can't fly them worth shit.
I literally, I parked my nuts on top of this battleship once. You're not going anywhere. I've got you scrammed, and yes, you burn to the edge of the bubble. Oh, look, there's another bubble.
So you were teabagging the gate. Good job.
At first. Then I decided to teabag the battleship, because why the fuck not?
Dude, yeah, hump it. Just super hump it. Yeah. Good times. Ooh, I think my new Reddit account is working. I don't know why my old one is not working. I don't think I have access to my new... Well, my old Reddit account is linked to an old email of mine, and I'm like, why you no work?
My wife is wondering how I can teabag a ship with another ship without the required dangly bits. CCP needs to put something in the skin store, kind of like trailer hitch balls.
Oh, I hate truck nuts so much. I just don't know
Give
why
our
I hate
ships
them so
truck
much.
nuts. Big
Yeah, I don't-
titanium balls.
I don't know why I hate truck nuts so much. And I live in Alberta, which is the Texas of Canada, and I'm like, I just hate them so much. So much.
Okay.
Hi, lady. Hi. Hi,
Janice
lady.
says hi.
No, she's not saying hi to me.
Janice,
I understand.
she doesn't know you. If you were Minion, she'd
It's
yell
true.
like, "Oh my God, Minion's on the internet!" Ah!
I'm Minion's friends. I love Minion. Minion's awesome. Because I'm like, Minion, do you want to go murder things? And she's like, fuck yes, I'm in my Ibis. And I'm like, yeah, girl. You better.
The show.
So, yeah. Hi, lady. Tell her I
Yeah.
say hi.
That's Tannis. She says hi. She says hi, lady.
Hi! Do you want to see my cat?
She wants to know if you want to see her cat. No,
I'll
she
find
has to
him.
go to the restroom.
You know what? That's a really good reason to not be there. Understood. The pooping is real, man.
Oh boy. What are we at for time?
Ow.
Oh, we've been going at it for like 2:15.
Shit.
Alright, I think I'm going to call my first ever show here. We'll go into shoutouts and we'll do shoutouts from the bottom. So, Biggs, you got any shoutouts you want to put out there on this, the first episode of Manny Bothans' Primary?
None at the moment, thanks. Yeah, it's been the first one I've gone on, so thanks for letting me join in. Even though I didn't actually say that much.
No, I was shy at first too. Urs?
Give a shout out to everyone who's going to listen to this in some form or another eventually. And be sure to email or email Manny Bothans with your particular flavor of ammo so he'll know what's coming and he can get hardeners that are appropriate.
Oh, is it me? All right. Sorry, I'm loading stuff up here. Oh, it is me! Huzzah! This is Tanis Anzomi. I am the HR type person of Just Let It Happen, and it's always fun to have fun with you guys. Hope to be shooting you soon.
Well, not me in particular. I don't like getting shot by Tanis. It means I fucked up
Maybe I'll shoot
somewhere.
you. Bah! I'm a teddy bear.
Bad
Anyways,
man,
I got a jet.
eat the laser drones.
Yeah, nanny. All right, peace, homies. I'll see you. I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Deuces. Kazumi.
Okay, well, thanks for letting me participate in your show today. Hopefully, I was listening to the Twitch stream. It looks like our audio level on the stream is a little bit low, so hopefully we can correct that before you put it on YouTube. Before I sign off, I'd like to let everybody know that MHI is now opening recruiting. We're looking for a defense fleet to participate in a wormhole to defend the installation of a citadel. So if you're interested in participating in that, send an email to either kazumi.umbrelli@gmail.com or Kazumi Umbrelli in game, and we'll get you signed up. With that, I'd also like to give a shout out to Lodging the Spear for blowing up my orca. Thanks. Really appreciate that. And beyond that, I'm going to call it a night.
Awesome. And for my shout out, I do want to go ahead and shout out everyone who's been watching and listening and supporting me through this transitional period. Episodes will be posted on SoundCloud and on YouTube. I'll be making WordPress blog posts about it and twittering about it constantly. So the show will get out there, and I'm working on web hosting mediums so that RSS feeder sites can get stuff. And it's a work in progress, but I just couldn't go too long without actually putting out a show. So here we are. I just want to double check something here real fast. Shout out from the arm? Oh, yeah. Shout out from the arm that's waving over here. Folks on YouTube will be able to see that, and people listening on SoundCloud will be like, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't see shit. I'm just trying to drive. But in any case, this is Manny Bothans, who apparently is now primary. So remember, Manny Bothans died to bring you this show, and his medical clone is set somewhere nearby. Thank you, everybody, for your patience and your support, and you have a wonderful evening. Fly recklessly, because flying safe is just too damn boring.